5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the Romello Marcellus Show. The fly uncle you always wish you had.
Bring them out.
Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective. It's the biggest boss from business, entertainment, love, and life.
Had to find my inner power.
To fashion, etiquette, and current events.
Major show alert.
All to enhance the happiness already inside you.
Today is about the power of you.
Check it out.
You're now rocking with the best.
Here I am, God damn it. Here I am. Welcome to the Romello Marcellus Show. I am he and he is me. It's another edition of the Romello Marcellus Show. If you guys survived the weekend, hey man, God has blessed you. God has gave you one of the greatest gifts you can have is your life, your health and strength and sound mind and body. Yeah. You're here, you're blessed. And I thank you for being here because you could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be right here with me, with us, rather. And, let's just say the least, man, God is good. If you don't know it by now, you'll never know it. All right? And whatever you believe. Yeah. We're just getting started. We're on time tonight, so I'm going to take care of a few administrative things and allow some people to get in the room. So just sit back and relax. We're going to get into it. Tonight, ladies, it's a little something, it's a little twist on this show. I know that I go hard on you guys sometimes, but tonight is about the fellas. And kind of rubbed me the wrong way about some things. So, you know, I gotta chastise some folks, man, about how they moving kind of screwed up, you know, unacceptable. So, with that said and done, gotta deal with it. You know, yeah. If you're on this, man, if you're on this platform and you like it and you've been here before, share it. Share it with your friends, man. Share it with everyone. On your live, you know, on your line tonight. That's possibly there. Any groups that you're in, you know. Yeah, let's broaden the topic. Let's broaden the conversation. Last week, man, we had two different panels. We had a women's panel and we had a men's panel in regards to just relations and everyday things that we go through as our people of color. But tonight is like it's a different thing. It's something that bothers me. I'm seeing it for what it is, and yeah, it really rubbed me the wrong way. But while we waiting, take care of a little business. I got something coming up soon, and I want to invite you guys out, you know, to make sure that you all are available. On the 3rd of July, you know, got an event going on, and I'm actually going to be a part of it, hosting and doing live taping there as well. This is July 3rd at the Garden in Alexandria, Virginia. It's at 5383 Eisenhower Avenue in Suite C. It's a beautiful place. It's a wine garden. It's inside and outside. So I think that you should get your tickets now. And make sure you're there. I'll post the information further later on as we go. But yeah, welcome. We got Kiki Bombshell has joined the room, Jamaican Girl 76. We got the voice of DFW in the room. We got Keisha Loves in the room. Welcome. welcome. We got Diva 196645. We got the room, welcome. Oh, this weekend was nice, man. We had a nice turnout. Came, enjoyed themselves, and we beat the storm, or actually the storm passed us. Had some Hokies scares earlier. We didn't think we were going to have flash storm came through, but for the most part, we made out. Another day in time. You should reach out to me as
Bro, gone.
Yeah, what you talking about?
You're embarrassing yourself.
I'm embarrassing you, bitch.
You ain't embarrassing
Who
me,
is you?
baby.
Who is
What
you?
about?
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
What the?
Bro, gone.
Yeah, what you talking about?
You're embarrassing yourself.
I'm embarrassing you, bitch.
You ain't embarrassing
Who
me,
is you?
baby.
Who is you?
What about?
Who is you?
Nobody to you.
Who is my?
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
What?
You made me search my game up. You showed me how to move in a room full of takers. It was patient. I had to adjust to a weird situation. You told me I was good. You told me I would be alright. In a room full of blood. I didn't understand this life. And you know you're beautiful, undeniable, so magical, less accessible. Less accessible, yeah. I told you I was good. I knew that I'ma be alright. If you knew what I knew, you wouldn't ignore the sign. I'm not trying to put the pressure on you. No, 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 no. It's about that time I gotta make my move. And you know you gotta be. I'm not trying to put the pressure on you. No, 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 no. It's about that time I gotta make my move. And you know you gotta be. You got it, babe. You know you got it, babe. You got it, babe. You know you got it, babe. You got it, babe. Don't gotta rush it, cause I know I got time to wait. You got it, babe. Got an obsession with the way that you handle things. And you know,
Get to work today. My boss was like, first of all, why the hell are you late? I said, I'm not late. You know why I'm not late? I'm here on time. You know why I'm always on time? Because I got a goddamn clock. If you got a clock, look at it. Use it. That's what it is. And look out. Walk outside, there was a bum on my goddamn bike. You know why the bum was on my bike? Because he didn't have one. Live food for a living.
Tell me where are you coming from and why'd you come to Florida?
South Carolina, my motherfucking birthday.
Okay.
You know?
That's a good excuse.
Yeah. I come out here to fuck these bitches. Just like that.
Did you get any this weekend?
No, I just came out here yesterday.
Okay. So
But I got plenty of money and I got plenty of dick to fuck these bitches.
all right.
Yeah.
We want to change the topic here. We're asking people if you got vaccinated. Did you get vaccinated?
Fuck no. What I'm gonna
No,
get
we ain't getting no vaccination.
I'm a hood
We
nigga.
don't get that shit. We ain't with no vaccination.
Hey, we ain't getting vaccinated.
Fuck
Fuck that shit. They putting chips in you. We fuck that. We could have fucked
if we had to jump his fat ass.
Wow. I mean, God damn, is rejection that bad? I mean, honestly, I was told that it was 12-1, so that means that you have selections. But I guess they don't.
It's somebody for everybody, but the problem is that, you know, you have people with low self-esteem that's tired of getting rejected.
Okay.
You know? And then on top of that, they're drinking, drunk, or high, or whatever. So all of that builds up rejection from one more person. They just can't take it because they talk.
Yeah, man. I honestly, man, like I said, I've seen it in the past, and in passing, the way that I would move, it was very like a blur, you know. But my consciousness now is not going to allow something like that to go on. I'm gonna have to step in, you know. That's just it. I got sisters, I got daughters, I got granddaughters, and I would hope somebody would step in for them if they were in a situation like that where you got some ass clown trying to force himself on them. And like I said, a joker like that is looking for somebody to be docile. You know what I'm saying? He'll potentially, excuse my French, he'll potentially take some pussy if it's not going his way. You know, he want to wrestle him down and, you know, that kind of shit, you know. Insecure. And yeah, he need to be dealt with ASAP.
I mean, I feel bad for any guy or woman, for that matter, that steps in the middle of it, because, you know, you might just be in a bad situation. But
you know what?
Like you said, another dude will step in and be like, yo, you know, that's some bullshit. Go ahead with that.
Let me put it to you like this. There's a lot of guys like me out here too, with nice clothes, shit like that. But see, they got dots on their body. I can be a crash dummy too, especially over certain things. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at the visual. Prime example. Yesterday I had my grandbaby in my hand, and I know damn well, anyway, if I'm aware of it, and if God bless me, and I'm here the next 25 years, 30 years, and I see somebody saying something throughout the way, I'm going straight to prison. Period. Do not pass go. Either he gonna have to end me, or I'm gonna end him. That's it. That's just it. And then I look at that, you know, that's not the way to be doing things, especially conducting yourself as a man. I don't give a shit what race, color, or creed you are. Motherfucker, she said no. No. You can't make her say yeah. No. Move on to the next one. It's a sales call. Sell yourself.
So let me ask you, well, you probably won't answer to this, but like if you do friends that's Christian,
I would smack the fuck out of them. We'd be rumbling. Because you're not going to embarrass me. And then I'm going to leave you. Wherever the fuck you are. Period. That's one of those situations. You're gonna have to end me, or I'm gonna have to end you. Huh? None. Yeah. Marketing is everything. I mean, just your personal being. That means remember the show I had that hawks don't hang with pigeons and so on and so forth? That's the same thing. You're making me be a pigeon. Can't be a pigeon. I have to go and kill you. Get you on up off of me. Get you away from me. Can't mess up my image. And that's what happens. Yeah. But most guys won't say anything. They'll say it after leave, man, you ain't have to do that, man. You know, or you got some get with man off of that bitch. You should have spit on her. You should have threw a drink on her. You should have smacked her. You know? And then the whole time, shoot, they could be just hating him, wanting to run him on up, send him away. Or let somebody end him. What is it, suicide by smacking a broad? The wrong broad? Because trust me, you can be in places and you don't know how deep she is in there. And boy, be picking up your head from across the street. Yeah. You heard the old saying, well, you're going to win in here, but you're going to lose when you come out of here. That's right. You're going to lose when you come out. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I thank you for taking your time out this evening. And yeah, thank you for coming through the dock party this weekend past. Thank you. Yeah. Part two is coming. We had to weather the storm, you know. And yeah, we'll get a better day. We can have a larger draw. Yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back. He'll be back. You know he does his passer through. But I thank you. Thank you. Have a good evening. Bye. You were just asked about, so I summoned you. Man, we're talking about these ass clowns out here that can't take no from a lady when she doesn't want to be bothered with them in a club setting or restaurant or grocery store or whatever, where they want to get in their feelings and do something to the young lady. And I'm stating, you know, between you and me as fathers, how do you feel about that? The fact that, you know, these guys can't take no for an answer. And they want to act out. You know, it was a shame these guys, when this guy wanted to go and get his gun out of these ladies, where they were sitting in the restaurant because they didn't want to be bothered with it. So I know doggone well. Yeah, but even still, no means no. If you told me no, it's no. I can't go any further than that. So I'm on the fact that looking at Boss Baby, if she was 25 and having dinner somewhere, and you walked up and you saw something like that, all the sing would go. I'm sure all the sing would be gone out of you. You'd be a whole different animal. So, yeah. So I'm asking the ladies tonight, do they feel safe and confident in this day and age to say no to an advance from someone that they're not interested in when they're out and moving about? Right.
I'm not on homeboy side to see a coward for doing that. But then I'm also a type of person who's very balanced, and I try to view each and every point of any situation to try to make sense of the whole entire situation. Yeah, I believe, a woman has the right to say no. A man has the right to act. But it's different when, it's different when you then disrespect it while being said no to as well.
Right. But let me say this to you, bro. There's no woman that's gonna make me go get a gun because she said no. Yeah, he's a trash. He's some garbage, ass clown. Yeah, I can't. There's nothing that's gonna make me say, yeah, he was right. I don't know. Just
besides that situation, in general, women need to learn how to how can I say it? Sometimes they need to learn how they say things to men, especially when sometimes they can be actually a genuine man who really genuinely want to talk to somebody, but sometimes you got some women who's highly disrespectful.
Right.
But I'm not even talking about that situation though. I'm just talking from a broad in general. Once the women begin to start to change the way they approach or they respond to men, things can be different. Is this a black thing or is this a universal problem among all races?
It's a black thing, player. We talking about a black thing tonight because most of the brothers are the ones that's pulling the pistol. Now, I've seen white brothers all around the world. They get disrespected and so on. They may say a little something, but you know what? They say it walking down the street with their friends. Come on, idiot. Let's go. I've yet to see one that doesn't look like us go grab a pistol or spit or smack or want to throw a bottle or something at some broad because he's ass hurt about his pride or his feelings. That's it. That's all. I mean, as someone who's promoted and who's had ownership of lounges and things of that nature, I've seen it all. I've sat back and I've watched the tapes. I've watched the video and seen guys do that kind of thing. But at this day and age, I just know that I couldn't let it go I couldn't let it go anymore. I don't give a shit where I'm at. We're gonna go ahead and crash on out like the crash dummies we are, and that's that. Because like I said, I have daughters, I have granddaughters, I have sisters, I have a mother. You understand? So I have to regard those because I look at every one of these ladies out here that could potentially be my daughter, and I would hope someone would rise to the occasion.
Regardless of what and how it was said, no means no. Get your feelings together and move on. And Nick Williams, yes, this is very highly correct. But sometimes we have to stop playing this devil's advocate when it comes to respect and how things have been said to individually. And I'm just talking about even on a human type of level. Like, I'm not about to sit up here and disrespect a woman because she said no. And I definitely don't want a woman to disrespect me while I'm saying no.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it plays on both sides. It's like we gotta get that together. What's up, brother?
Welcome, brother.
Yeah, so I answered the question because to actually diagnose the problem, we have to see where we see the problem most and see the pattern. Because I like you, I see that mostly in black men, and maybe in other countries and other people.
Give me a second, brother. Let me put something, because this is a panel of men. I'm gonna say this: your genitalia doesn't make you a man or a woman. It's your character. So let's say we're gender norming. Males. We're speaking in a general sense. Males.
Males.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm looking for a pattern. You know, why do we find this in black males more than, I guess, white males or maybe other, like, Asian males? I'm not sure if they do what we do, where we try to holler at a woman when we see them in the street. Maybe there's a difference there.
Asians be smacking the shit out of whoever.
Yes, they do.
So I understand the difference, though. So, because there has to be a cultural difference, like how they deal with rejection.
Well, here's how we got into that position. We've been taught to to believe that we're inferior. All right. So anything that ruffles our feathers in regards to our pride or our dignity, it's a problem. You're punking me. You're emasculating me. You're calling me less than a man because you don't see it in me, or I believe that you don't see it in me. But if you're a random lady and I'm meeting you, how could you ever see anything in me? It's merely what you see is what you get. It's physical. If you like what you see and how I presented myself, then we'll move forward. If not, then other reasons may, hey, she's involved or whatever. You have to respect that, you know, and most won't because they come from broken situations where they don't know how to be men because they don't know a man. So with that said and done, moving about and trying to feel your way, you're taught, well, it's the blind leading the blind. Like the brother in the last clip that I showed, that he was coming up from South Carolina in the town. He's got a pocket full of money and he just coming to fuck some bitches. That's your business. But at the same time, you're perpetuating that dumb shit where you have other minions or other guys like you that are looking to do something and be somebody, and they may see you and think, oh, I want to be that. And they don't understand what comes with that. Nor do they recognize that you are an ass clown and you ain't built like that. So when it comes to that, rejection builds character even more so as a man to say, I can accept that, move on. She didn't want me at this point in time. I wasn't for her. She wasn't for me. But the patterns that we're seeing now is more so feminine tendencies, bitch tendencies, and no pun, ladies. It's the fact that they were raised and really did their background or their tracking. They never had a man in the house to teach them how to be men, to be respectful, not to wear their emotions on their sleeve, to have some sort of tact and decorum when moving about and dealing with people, because you are your only representative. And once that's tarnished, it's hard to get that tarnish off.
Okay, so I can kind of see that, because if we don't know how to deal with rejection, or at least our emotions when it's connected to rejection in public, then yeah, we're going to become volatile always the feminine thing. Like, I think even if you're somewhat like feminine, that's not necessarily the natural thing you have to do. Like, some girl rejects you, you don't have to smack her in the face like right away because you're feminine. But it is a feminine thing. It's just not being able to control your emotions, as I would say real men do. So, yeah, I'm just looking for I guess pattern, because I've seen several videos of black men who were black males who were rejected, and maybe snatched up some black girl. There was one video where this dude he hit this girl over the head with a skateboard and knocked her out. And still, you seen that video?
I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen it.
I mean, it went viral. That guy just I don't know if they got him yet, but
Yeah.
like years ago.
Yeah. My thing is this. You know, I'm on one in regards to that. And as moving around, as I stated, if I see it, you're gonna see a whole nother video. Because you're gonna have to end me, or I'm gonna have to end him. Like I said, I have daughters, I have granddaughters, I have sisters, and I have to carry it as if that could potentially be one of mine. So in regards to that, I have to step in, I have to step up. I have to ask the homie, man, what's really going on? You know, is it that bad for you? If the census is anywhere half is true, and they're saying it's 12-1, why the fuck are you belly aching or whatever over this one that's telling you no, not right now, or no, period? You know, let me. Someone responded to you earlier, young lady. She said a tender, sensitive man is not feminine. That is a strength, in my opinion. Okay, it takes some vulnerability to be a man. Okay, and then someone else said, hang on. I had a friend tell a guy, look at you and look at me. Why even try? I feel these types of comments fuel a fire. 9 out of 10 times a woman isn't ready for it. And I say that too. The ready for it is basically, you have to kind of gauge with whom you're talking to. I mean, even stroking their ego sometimes, say, you know, right now I'm involved. I mean, you're attractive, but I'm just involved right now and I want to respect him. You know, that still may lead you to fuck him and fuck you too, and so on and so forth. So kind of, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, especially in this day and age when you have a whole bunch of other factors in play. You don't know what kind of drugs this motherfucker's on. You don't know where he just came from. Shit, you don't know who he's beefing with. He could have already been on one, you know. Here, somebody else said most black males have a false understanding of how to be a man because they don't have a good example of that. On a broader spectrum, men are all ego, and men need to be respected, which is true. Now, when you speak to the black man or of the black man, we have been the most stripped and oppressed human being on the face of this earth. Right here in this country, those that have roots planted here, you know, through the seasoning camps and so on and so forth, and consistently telling you you are less than a man. To this day, there's still laws on the book that have not been changed. Even the Constitution that says we are less than 3/4 of a man. So that has always been a striving point where you have the pride filled, you got to respect me or else. So you miss the point where the teaching is saying, well, you have to give respect to get respect. And being sensitive and being kind goes a long way, especially when it's just not your time. It's just not the timing to be involved with this individual, and you don't know. You know, most people like used cars. You don't know what's going on with them until they break down anyway. Yeah. So.
Someone else said, wow, women can't control their emotions. That's kind of sexist. You know what? I would say, yeah, I would accept that. A sexist label. I mean, I don't see how it cannot be sexist. That we're talking about the difference between male and female.
Yeah.
And you just have to accept that, yeah, men are different in the sense that they're generally a little bit more rational or logical. You should expect that from men, and women are just a little bit more emotional because they should be, I guess, more emotional based. So stealing things,
Right.
taking care of children, they have to have a sensitive.
The maternal instinct. Yeah.
They have to have that. So sometimes that can get in the way, and also our strengths could be our weaknesses. So yeah, when speaking about this issue, because you still have to see, okay, when men are acting like women a little bit more, because there's a difference. You know, there's feminine and masculine.
Well, here's the thing. From birth, woman is the first teacher. And when a man is able to conceive life or produce life, he's a man. But at that point, the baton's not passed on, and he's still sitting under the first teacher, which is of the woman, the feminine nature. He will adapt that on into his adult life, meaning he doesn't have any understanding of how to move around men. So he'll be kind of in a rock and a hard place until he gets it, or until he has someone to sit under and give him some tutelage. Someone says, okay, as a woman, I feel we can't win. I have a black male friend who I honestly find very attractive. However, he doesn't trust in Jesus. So I told him up front, we couldn't be more than friends. Okay. Yeah. Well, let me say this to you. It's Rachel Paul. If you believe in Jesus, and if you like that man as a friend, and you want something more from him, pray for him. If you're sanctified, you keep him. Your prayers will keep him. He'll come around, especially if he's a non-believer. That's what the word said. Thus said the word. I'm not saying it. But when I complimented him a time or two, he accused me. He accused me of leading him on. Okay? Yeah, it's a discussion that you guys need to have. I mean, if you're interested, you're interested. But, you have to have that understanding of what it is you want or what it is you desire from him or with him. Okay? Honesty saves so much time. All right? And someone asked you, Rachel, why did his race matter? Why does race matter? Well, let me ask you that. In fact, I'll answer it. It does matter. Because in moving forward, to heal or to move forward in a situation that has been conflict with no resolution, no healing, no one's been made whole, there's always going to be that point where we have to choose sides, or we feel that we have to choose sides until we're made whole. And I'm speaking for us as black people, people of color. We have to be made whole in some way, shape, or form. And until we do, we'll always have these questions or these doubts in our minds about who we should be loving and who should love us. I don't care who you are. It's like the rapist and the rape. People can talk about, oh, I forgive you, but you'll never forget that rape. You'll never forget what was taken from you. The power of decision, the power of choice, your self-dignity, your self-worth, your confidence, all of those things. All right? And retrospectively, in this conversation, this is kind of the same thing where you have a male that's willing to try and force himself on a female that said no. And I'll tell all you motherfuckers, no means no. If she told you no, speed on before you get peed on. That's it. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, to recap, you're saying the pattern that's in, or at least the difference between black men and other races is that went through racial trauma, and then also we have this inferiority complex, and then also the third one is because we lack fatherly guidance in a lot of places. So we just can't control our emotions as well as if we had a father.
Well, let's say you couldn't drive a car, right? And let's say, come on, take me to the store. You're going to do one or two things. You're going to tell me no, or you're going to get in the car and try and figure it out. Most of us figure it out. A lot of us crash. And there's a big percentile that burn in the crash. That's a rough analogy. Same thing's applicable to life. If you have no example, when it's time for you to seek that example, to who am I? Who am I? Prime example. I say this all the time. Your birthright is the extension of the man before you. It is on you to strive to be better based on the time that you're in, to do more, to have more, to give more. Because to whom much is given, much is required. Okay? So if you don't have that knowledge, it's going to take you some time to get it. Trial and error. But your errors can cost you. And for us, it always costs more.
This last person, TYN Black,
Mm-hmm.
a vegan,
Mm-hmm.
he asked, and Black females as well. A lot of us never had a father to show us how to effectively interact with our Black men. So, yeah, I thought in that statement, I guess the question is, like, how do Black women, how are Black women supposed to respond to Black men, considering that they're both in the same boat? You know what I mean? Like, what's the solution to this to avoid getting beat up? Or, I mean, we should even be talking about how to avoid getting beat up from, I guess,
exactly.
a fragile Black man. But how do you deal with that?
Yeah. Someone asked, did you two grow up in a married home with Black parents? I did.
You know what? I didn't. Well, my mom was not married to my father, but I always had a stepfather for, I guess, most of my life.
Okay.
Never considered him a father in my head, so I wouldn't even consider that in my head. I wouldn't say I had a father figure in my life. It's things I picked up anywhere from culture, or at least reading the Bible.
You know, I'll say this: that in itself can really do something to a child. You know, because little girls need their mothers too. You know, and not to have both parents in the house, that means that mom's gone a lot longer to make provision. So there's a lot missed there too. But on the flip side of that, through frustrations, a lot of times you have mothers who are willing to talk about the mistakes they've made in a way that's harmful to the father. Your daddy ain't shit. He ain't here. You know, don't get you no man that don't have, any money. They can't do this, can't do that, and so on and so forth. Or the flip side, and this is prevalent to our culture. You don't need no damn man for nothing. You can do it yourself. So then you have this persona that's taken on by most young Black women that are given more opportunities than Black men to say, fuck you, we don't need you, and we'll deal with you how we deal with you. Which further drives home this thing where you have, prime example, the young brother who pulled the gun out and so on. He's insecure. So he's already feeling insecure, and he thinks, well, I made a couple dollars on the corner. I can come out here and flex a few things, buy bottles or whatever, and get me something. Which wasn't the case that night. Didn't work for him. And it caused all of them heartache because all of them were lacking in some way, shape, or form. Welcome to the show.
Hi. So I was listening, and I had a thought yesterday. It was Father's Day, right? And Father's Day. And so many people say things like, I was the father too. And while, we do understand that a lot of us as women pull up our children and we have to take the role as mother and father, I think that the role of fathers are so important. And people don't understand that. So when you look at this broad or wide spectrum of what you're speaking of today, when someone tells someone you don't have that role model, as you do it, like you said you come from a two-parent home. Some of us had the privilege of having a stepfather or maybe two parents because we had two sets of parents, but others did not.
Right.
And so I think a lot what we see happening is people men or males don't have other men in their lives to show them the way. And that's what it boils down to. Gentlemen that joined with you, I don't know your name, but you were making some really
Introduce yourself, Justin.
Great question. Justin, my name is Tamar. You were making some really great points because you asked sincerely, why does this happen in the Black community? And it really stems from the history that we spoke about earlier, where Black men were degraded, they were made less than, and then that just carries on, and it's like a generational curse of some sort.
Yeah.
And then you have all these women who don't want to be, but they have to be the man and the woman and take care of a boy as much as they can and try to gear them up as a man. But really, our bodies and we are designed to have a two-parent household. That's the way we're designed. We are the species that needs both the mother and the father for both the boy and the girl. The girl needs the father to show her how to be loved, how to be nourished, not nurtured, nurture, fathers nourish, they provide, and that's what's missing a lot of times.
Yep.
So, I was fortunate enough to have two sets of parents, but I did have a father who had another family, and I had a stepdad who stepped in and put up with my crap because he loved my mother, and so I am very fortunate to have that.
And he loved you too.
A lot of women did not have both parents. I do know a lot of men did not have both parents, and it just plays on and on until you start to do things to heal, to read the Bible, to get some type of counseling or whatever. You'll continue that vicious cycle of toxic relationships and things of that nature.
Let me tell you how that worked for me. My dad, God rest his soul, we had a talk many, many years ago. I was way young and I was doing some stuff and, in tears kind of, he was like, I wish I had more time to kind of wait to have this conversation with you, and the stuff that he instilled in me, I still carry on with me to this day. But I also had another dad, a dad in the street, who actually, the things that my father told me, he implemented. And I was drawn to him because of the things that my father taught me or told me he was doing. And to this day, still there. So I could say that when most of us don't have the example in the home, we seek the example in the world. And the world's a very harsh place. There's a lot of people out here that may appear to be one way with you, but will do things to hurt you and use you and put you in places that you've never thought you'd go and be. So, this brother could be one of those people who were misguided and looking for love in the wrong damn places.
I really wonder if this is more of a hood thing than anything else. If there's some kind of culture in the hood, specifically not just black people, like black people who go from anywhere else, but just in the hood. Are they teaching this in the hood, maybe in the rap music, or just how they?
Well, all of that plays hand in hand. I mean, your gates to your heart and your spirit is your eyes and your ears. So the very things you take in becomes a part of you. The music you listen to, the people you talk to.
There's like the saturation of disrespecting women in the music. That's my theory. Maybe it's the music, the gangster culture where you call women hoes and bees.
Yeah, misogynistic, yeah.
Strippers.
Absolutely spot on with that. Our environment plays a huge role in who we are. I mean, you can be people go by the zodiac, and I'm a Cancer, I'm a Leo, I'm a this, I'm a that, but also your culture, your upbringing, family of origin, all plays a part in who you are. And I'm just have this small example of, I live in Baltimore. I can go to an area in Baltimore that may be a little bit more wealthy, right? And you'll see clean people, nice, they drive nice cars, the market's really nice, the prices are great.
And you go on the west side, it's the best side, and it's a whole different culture, huh?
They look bad, they're missing teeth, their hair is that, and it's black, white, all cultures. But in that particular area, it's like a curse for some because that's all they see, that's all they know. And unfortunately, it is because of their environment. It's what they see, it's what they fall into. And sometimes people have to be removed from their environment to do better or have someone to help them out of that situation. But your environment definitely plays a role in who you are and the way that you think and react to things.
I don't want to cut you off, but I try to broaden the conversation because I like that people are actually entering their thoughts. So here and there, I'll allow, I'll try and get their thoughts in because I don't want them just to do it in vain. Todd, 1972, said, I had a conversation about black women raised in single households. They are totally different than a woman raised in a both parent mom and dad. The relationships don't work at what works, so please elaborate. So, I mean, these are the things that, people are asking. My husband was adopted, and I was adopted. This is AKA Smile, or AKA Smile, AKA Smile. My husband was adopted, and my husband was adopted and was adopted, raised by a single woman. He's the best man I ever dated. I've dated men that grew up in two-parent homes who were toxic, clingy, and competitive. Okay. Here's one more, and then we'll get back to what we're talking about. What was that? You're breaking up. I'm going to read this one till we get her back. My dad wasn't, Toy and Black, the vegan steak. My dad wasn't around, and my mother wasn't the best woman to model my womanhood after, and I rebelled against who she was as a woman. I never wanted to be like her, and did/do therapy, spiritual healing, not to be like her. So these are all the things, man. People are hurting out here. People are growing beyond leaps and bounds, beyond the circumstances that they were dealt or, through coming into the world. But for us ladies, or for the ladies, for our ladies or women out here moving around with broken brothers, it's treacherous. So I'm just saying, honestly, now that I got you, matter of fact, there's a woman on here, do you feel safe and comfortable to say no, to reject someone who's advancing himself towards you in this day and age?
In my younger ages, I would say no, I did not. I was very afraid I would get my number out just because I didn't want to cause a ruckus. I didn't want to be the person that made him jump off the cliff if I said no, And I would say that to people all the time. They thought it was really funny. I'm in my 40s now, right? Mm-hmm. And over time, like coaching and stuff like that, I'll say no. Mm-hmm. There are ways to say in your 40s? No. Yes.
I thought you were in your 20s. Great guy.
Well, you know what they say. We don't crack. I'm in my 50s. We don't crack.
No. Oh, wow. Let's start at 41. It's terrible. But anyway, yeah, so I learned to say no and be okay with saying no. I have always been a people pleaser. That's something that I have been coached from. Going to a life coach, it's very, I recommend that for Black people. I learned that I was a codependent, meaning that I thrive off taking care of people and making them happy and seeing them smile. That makes me feel good. But ultimately, sometimes saying no is a good thing for the whole community. And I just think we just have to be respectful. And when we answer people, as a matter of fact, the guy that I'm dating right now, the first thing I told him was, no, I'm not ready. And, I didn't give my number. But then there was a time for that, and over time, we became friends and cultivated a friendship. And we are in each other. So no doesn't mean no indefinitely, but maybe it means no right now.
That's what I was saying. It could be dream deferred. So my question is,
understand that.
So my question is, in most times,
You were saying no now.
yeah, but my question is, in most circumstances, let's say you're out with a group of girls, right? Group of females, you're a group of ladies. And your no might be firm at that moment, but the guy feels uncomfortable because he feels embarrassed that you told him no in front of your girl. So you might feel like you're clowning. Are you savvy enough to dress that up and say, hey, you know what? I find you attractive. You're a handsome guy, but you know, right now I'm just dealing with something and so on and so forth. So just not right now, you know. Or would you say that, or would you say nah and you know leave it at that and screw you, kick rocks, agitate the gravel?
I'm not gonna smoke. I'm not gonna put smoke up there behind. But you know, imperfections are perfections to me. So normally I would find my conflict then because it takes a lot for a man to approach a woman, I feel like, you know. And so I'm not gonna do anything to degrade them or make them feel less than. I'll say, you know, you're very handsome, and had I not been in this situation, it would have been a yes. But right now, it's a no. And that's usually how I would answer the question.
Welcome to the show. We have AKA Smiles on the show.
Can I answer that real quick? Even though what you think is correct or reasonable, that still sends out some kind of mixed messages to a lot of guys.
Right.
Some people interpret that to mean no does not necessarily mean no. So, yeah, even though you're upset and approach the woman and she says no, he will take that as no, she doesn't really mean no. So I have to keep pursuing her until the point where she actually make it. But she has to make the right, or she has to say no and get away from me, or it has to be nasty. So I mean, it's not your fault. It is what it is.
Right. So it should be more finite, more definitive. That is no. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah. So when guys hear this, they understand that women aren't always definitive. They have like a listing where they say, oh, right now, but don't pursue me if you're really interested.
Right.
I still want you to, like, if you're the right guy for me, this no will not be the thing that will end everything.
Well,
so guys would hear that as a no. Like, when there's other women, there are men, or there are people who are married after receiving rejection.
You make great points.
Let me give you an example. I've been in those scenarios where I've approached someone and been told no. Okay, and it could be very well a dream deferred. And as a gentleman, I'll bow out gracefully. You know, if there were, let's say there were 4 or 5 women there, I would still extend my contact. The feeling moves you, use it, and I would buy them around and I'm gone. And leave that impression. Hello, y'all there? Yeah, as I was saying, I've been in those scenarios before. Yeah, I've been in those scenarios before where I've been told no, and just on those no, I would extend a business card or contact and buy around and say, have a good evening. And who's to say, 5 years from that point, we may have reconnected, you know, and just that. It's not a thing where I'm embarrassed, but I guess it depends on the individual and how they told the individuals no, because a lot of times, you know, people get liquid courage in them and they could very well be seeking that embarrassing point so that they can have some talking points or positions with the people they're with. It happens all the time. So I'll say this much, ladies, keep it respectful. As respectful as possible. And if so, then you're in a safe zone. But if you're on some clown shit, hey man, you got to be prepared with what comes with the circus. You know? Not hating your position, but that's what it is. It's never what you say, it's how you say it. But welcome to the show. What you got to say to us? What can you put in our pot, in our coffers tonight? As a matter of fact, hang on one second. I got someone else. You said you Anthony. It's a misconception that black fathers are at a high rate in terms of not being in their children's life or kids' life. Data doesn't account for fathers that's in their kid's life, but not with the mother. Well, there's a lot out here that, yeah, are in their kid's life, and I got to respect that. But yeah.
Alrighty. So how's everybody doing today?
Man, we're wonderful. Welcome. Welcome.
Awesome. I don't know if you saw my comment, but your glasses are fire.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So I've been married 2 years in August, my husband, and I think I've noticed just like in life. So
Hold on. Someone said they're divorced now. Amber, whatever, Amber Rual or whatever your name is.
about her parents. She said her parents, her dad pursued her father, her mother, relentlessly until she caved and got married. And now they're divorced.
Oh, that's how my parents were. Okay. All right, I'm reading back because I don't do trollers on here because I'm gonna put you on blast. I don't do that. We have, this is a no judgment platform. We don't do that here. All right, so you can come here and be and say who you are and say what you want, but we will not troll one another here. I'm not gonna block you out, but I'll deal with you. I'll drag your ass out. I'm gonna put you on Front Street, and we're gonna deal with you. So we don't do that to our people. All right, I indoctrinate everyone that comes on and inject something that's positive and stimulating and into this environment as a wet person. And that's an acronym for with exceptional taste. So if you're here tonight, I deem you one of my wet people. All right. So there, my apologies. Please proceed and share us. Give us some sunshine on this late Monday evening.
So I'm gonna share that.
You there?
Can you guys hear me now?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, so I can cover my mic by mistake. So I noticed just like a difference in the dictation and my engagement when I first went to college. It was like at first, like, it was young men giving me business cards. I went to Temple, so I frequented. You're familiar with Philadelphia. I frequented
Philly.
drug school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Drug school, South, University of Pennsylvania, Ivy League. And so just the engagement was like the first time I really saw it. Obviously, we're still young adults, so I didn't expect like a high school.
What year were you there?
Oh, God. Almost. Oh, goodness. Almost like 15 years ago. I graduated in 2009. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gone by that time.
Yeah, absolutely. 34. So that was like my first time really seeing like just a difference in like how education provides a certain level of expectations. Just my engagement, and even then when I would visit to go back home, I was just like, these is not like the guys in college. Like, I'm like the first time I had a guy give me his business card at like 18, I was like, what is this? And just like the respectability, right? So it didn't, and everybody can go in a two-parent home, but like that level of access, we were there for a reason, right? Worked hard, applied. So that garnered us a different level of access and a certain level of expectation that we had with each other. And so, and Temple was one of the universities that has the largest Black population.
Yep.
We were like at that point double digits.
Were you there when Dean Swagger was there? Were you there when Swagger was there?
Really honest, I don't know who the heck our dean was when I was at Temple.
All right.
Yeah, I don't recall who the dean was. I know I was there when Chase was there, the basketball coach.
Okay. Yeah, you were there when Swagger was there. Yeah, Swagger's a relative of mine. He was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Did you go to Temple?
You might as well say I did, but I was there on different business. I had a hand in the nightclub there. Brave New World, which was on 7th, 8th, and 7th and Arch, between 7th and 8th and Arch.
Okay, yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
I lived in I only did one semester on campus, like living there, and then I lived by Parma Suites, like by the airport.
I know exactly.
Yep. Southwest Philly. South.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I just saw like just a difference in that, right? Just that like increased. I mean, I grew up in a two-parent home. That like definitely changed the expectations as a woman. When you meet men that caliber, and I'm not saying those people have a certain caliber, but they just did those. When you meet men that caliber, your standards sort of shift, right? You're
right.
Like, you know, at 18, 19 years old, someone is like take you on a date and there's no pressure and they give you flowers and you're like, okay, like that becomes like the expectation.
Yeah.
And so, but I can say just from my experience, I can't speak for Roxy or Mel's experience, but I can speak from my experience and say that, you know, and I've definitely dated guys who all like parent homes, parents been married for years. To be honest, none of that really didn't matter so much in my situation or who I dated. It really was about the character of the person and their walk with Christ and who they were as a person. I definitely dated people that grew up in two-parent homes. They were competitive. They were clingy. It didn't matter. They grew up, and some of them was spoiled. Like, you know, they just felt very entitled. And this is what I'm supposed to have because I've always been given this. They were given a silver spoon. And that's not to say that every person I dated that grew up in a two-parent home was like that. Certainly dated guys in two-parent homes that were phenomenal.
Right.
And didn't, you know, so I think it's your home life, but I think it's the totality of your life, walking, your experience, and your openness and willingness to be to always refine your skills as a human and be active participant in a learning process
right.
of life. Really enjoy this journey in life.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could have role models in college. You know, some people, they take students like, I'm not going to this professor class, or I'm not taking this serious, or even experiences from, I look back at my young adult self, and people went telling me how to dress as a young lady, as a young professional. And that was important to my professional development in my life. Of course, I was like, yeah, whatever, they don't know what they're talking about, they older, they don't know what they're saying. But but me giving an ear and listening and being humble was key. I think humility is really key when you're walking this life. So I don't think it's just solely, certainly I do believe a two-parent household can definitely shift your life. But I don't think it's solely that. Because I know people that have those experiences and they go beyond being receptive and open to other advice from others.
I look at some of the people I went to school with and how they're doing today. They're doing great. Wonderful. I went to school with the likes of Anthony Anderson and a few other folks, but you would never know that they were going to be who they were today. But hey, you know, we were taught to come to school with shirts, ties, jackets, hard bottoms, that kind of thing. We dress prepared for success. And, you know, that's a lost thing now. We're told what we're going to wear in the spring, in the dead of winter. And yeah, it's a shame where we as black men have been pigeonholed to be so, how do I say it? Not be feminine in every way. Meaning we complain, we bitch, we moan, but we're really not putting in the elbow grease to clean up the shit that's been dealt to us. At this point in our lives, we're willing to go with it. We're willing to rob, steal, scam, and all these things to take the easy way out so that we can impress a woman.
So the question is, how do you solve that problem specifically for
Listen,
black men?
1970 is a long time. That's almost 51 years ago. We were put in a position where the things around us was lost. I mean, the education. Our grandparents and our great-grandparents lived better than we were. And this is retrospectively. I've covered this on another show. And it is no secret where they industrialized the schools. When you left school back then, or in the 60s and the 50s, you were able to make a living with your hands, whether you were a carpenter, electrician, beautician, or a nurse. You were able to do that straight out of high school. That's not a thing now. They were put in place where you got to go to college to have this degree or that degree. It's another thing where you were able to, we were put in a position where we were put under a thumb. And now we're talking about student loans and so on and so forth, where you've had doctors who had to work 12 years before they could really see a dime of their money paying off the loans, you know. But it's just another thing to think about our culture who's not able to always go to college. You have to look at how many generations that have passed where now you're the first to go to college. You're the first to obtain a degree. And now that you have that degree, you still can't even do anything but work at McDonald's and flip fries because they're not hiring you for whatever reason that may be. But when we talk about preparations, I look at every man that's come before me and every woman that's come before me that's paid dues. They're the measure of that man or woman before me. That's my birthright. I'm entitled to that because they paid that way. So I have to take it a step further. So what I'm saying, even on this platform tonight, in regards to our women who are moving about in the world and run into a crash dummy, what are you willing to stand for? What does it mean to you to say, hey man, she said, nah, you know, or let me holler at you. Let me, you know what? Let's have a drink and rap, you know, talk that up. You know, whatever the case may be, let me save this brother from wrecking himself. You know?
I don't know so much if I agree with this get pushback to the idea that it's men resorting to femininity because I think women are incredibly strong.
Pause.
I think it's men now understanding.
Pause. Let me give you the same disclaimer.
Well, let me
Excuse me. You got it, but let me let you take this with you, so that way you may have to kind of divert. Your genitalia didn't make you a man or a woman; it's your character. And if you lack that, that doesn't make you. You're not either. You're just a gender norm.
Yeah. So, but what I was going to say that I think that I don't allow my brother, my husband, to have complaints about doing things that he's supposed to do as a man. I don't necessarily equate that to femininity. So you don't get to complain about I have to pay for this thing. You don't get to complain about why I got to take out the trash.
Well, you're supposed to. You're supposed to. As a man, you provide a keeper, protector. You're supposed to.
And so I think it's a certain level of expectation that I have as a woman when I'm in a space in a company of men. So when I had men over my house, not my friends, and I didn't have no friends over from my husband, but I was very clear and distinct. They knew that I always kept my bedroom door shut. I was very clear about that. You will not have entry into my bedroom. Mm-hmm. And so certain levels of boundaries and expectations that I've set forth as a woman. And so I think that that's been lost. I don't really know. I'm going to be honest. I'm a black, and so just from proximity, I'm mostly, you know, I mean, I have a good number of white friends. I don't have white family members, so I can't speak about what white people do. And I think somebody just assume it's only our cultural feature. That's the latest experience I've mostly had. And so I think that it comes a lot to that too, is that we've allowed complaining about the things that you are expected to do in order to be the head of your house. The reason I'm comfortable with the stewardship of my husband is because he built a home. And it's a home that I give peace to when he comes home. In fact, I got to go soon because I got to go cook for my husband. And so while I am, you know, a doctoral candidate and I am on paper, whatever I want to say, accomplished, I still make sure that I give my husband a home of peace. And my husband he provides provision for his family. So there's no hesitation about if I'm going to be safe, if I'm going to be protected, because that is the covering that my husband has given me. And it came without conditions. See, sometimes you want to give a covering, but it got to come with conditions. Oh, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this. It didn't come with any conditions. I came as who I am. I didn't have to change who I was as a person in order for my husband to give me a covering and to give provision to his family.
Someone states it comes down to maturity. It's Rachel Paul she came back and she said, that's definitely a problem in white families too. I think it's an American problem. Ty 1972 says, we need him to come on and talk. So where's your husband? Ty 1972 says we need him to come on and speak.
He's in the house. He's just sometimes. But I should also add, see, my husband was born in Africa.
Okay.
So that makes a difference there. Or his culture, like how it was brought up. Like I
would say no, because my husband really adopted a lot of the black culture, and unlike many other Ethiopians, I can't speak for all Habashas, but my husband identifies as a black male. He's very much, I am a black man. This is the like, which I can say this.
Well, the thing is, when you have that melanin, let me say this. We all are, but we're tethers of one another. All of our struggles are not the same. Okay. The black man here in America has been the most oppressed and the most hated on the earth. Every nation has been set aside or set against us, and everywhere we go, even in France. There is an area called the 13, okay, where in France, that is where we all are, okay? I'm just giving you an example. Now, you have here where there are certain areas in certain cities where you can go, and there we are. We're redlined, okay? The mindset is this. Here is how this works. There's a lot of brothers and sisters from the continent of Africa, in different places, that don't respect us because they haven't gotten the total story. And I'll say this, and there's no pun intended. It's not my problem that for years you were out without running water, and you had to take a dump in a hole, and you had to catch your food, whatever that was. Which I know that those are misnomers too. But at the same time, in this country, African Americans, we are the only people that have built a country from scratch on our backs for free. And we're still moving damn near for free to this day. Now, people may say, well, we may be the same. Hell no. Until certain things are made right, there's still big, drastic differences in us as humans. The Constitution said, we the people. We're not a part of those people. We're still considered livestock. Prime example, there's been bills passed. Okay, people wanted to say things where they honored the Tulsa massacre, the murders, and so on and so forth, but they won't even address the fact that we are still seeking protections under the lynching bills that have been kicked around for centuries now. But yet and still, you have other countries that are willing to allow people to come here. Under the guise that we are actually doing these things to these people, men, women, and children, they receive protection, and we do not. But not to stray from the topic this evening. The topic this evening is still about you as a woman being able to move out. Okay, let's say tonight you go out for happy hour, your husband's home, and some guy approaches you and wants to buy you a drink, and you tell him no. He buys the drink anyway and throws it at you. What gives him the right to do that? And what should have you falter in the comfort of you being able to tell him that you're not available to him? Okay, this is what we're talking about this evening. So to keep it intact is like, okay, we can talk about what was lost, but it still doesn't govern the fact that you have some hurting people moving around out here who are seeking to have things their way.
I think too, this comes down to what my mom had said, that the black woman is the most disrespected woman in America. And so I think that some of the reason why you see some of those actions of, I just want to say black men, is because they don't think they're going to get checked.
Let me say this to you. Yeah, there's truth to that, but there's no metrics between the black woman and the black man in regards to the oppression and the respect as well. Because honestly, let me say this to you on this platform. I keep it open. You all have gotten way more than we will ever get. Because trust and believe me, there's always a place for you in the boardroom. There's always a place for you in the boardroom, sister. I'm telling you, there's always a place for you in the boardroom.
No, I say that because I know one time I was at the store and guy said, "Oh, call you, man." So I called my husband. He didn't hear. Dude, I didn't have anybody. So I called my husband. He's like, "I'm there." I'm like, "Got it. You very well." So I called my husband. He said, "What's up? Pull up." So she said, "My wife pull up." And so I think it's my machine, my house. And so it's not shit that we don't have anybody. We're alone. Can y'all hear me okay? Somebody want to help me?
Yeah, but so you're saying that some guy, I'm not sure if he was trying to follow at you, but some guy told you to call your husband to prove that you had a husband.
Yeah. He said, I said, he was in my space. He wasn't really trying to talk to me. And I said, "Can I help you with something?" And he was like, he just started snickering. And I said, you don't really, you're not about that life. And he said, call your man.
Why did you feel like you had to call him to prove something to him? Like, why did you feel like you had to prove it?
I was like, no, I felt like I had to prove something. I felt like I had to call him to give protection to be his wife. I didn't know what that man was going to do. And one thing my husband don't do, he don't play about me. So you blink twice. You look too hard at me, he gonna say something. He don't play when it comes to me. So I didn't feel like I had to prove anything. I had a ring on my finger, but I got to prove it. You see, I'm married. I never seen a ring.
So you did have to prove it because, I mean, you just had to, like, avoid the idea of your phone. You had to avoid the fact that he would try to attack you if he felt like you were lying. Right?
I'm gonna be really honest. I wasn't feared for my life. I wasn't scared for my life in Fairfax, especially with somebody flexing that they from Wilmington, Delaware. So I wasn't feared for my life. I mean, everybody is different. I'm not every woman is different. Some women may feel like that's very intimidating. I'm not always intimidated, but I've lived in West Philly for years. I'm used to catcalling it, so I know how to maneuver myself to avoid those kind of situations. Everybody don't grow up in those certain areas. So living in, you're gonna be catcalled constantly.
Well, let me say, hold. But why are you calling your husband in Fairfax? Well, I would tell you like this. Honestly, if I lived in Fairfax, and I do live in Fairfax, I live in McLean, I'd have called 12. Well, I would have called 12 first if I was a woman. And 12, the Po9. They have a 2-minute response time in Fairfax. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Of course, if I was a woman, I'm gonna call 12. Yeah, but here's the point I'm making. Why would you set your husband up for failure in Fairfax? And I'm trying to tell you, if they'd have showed up after the beatdown or whatever, at least one of y'all would have been shot, and they would have built the jail just for the other one. See what I'm saying? You got to pick and choose your battles as a woman. And the thing is, because you called your husband, you weren't really thinking about your husband's welfare. Listen to me. You're married. You're a married woman. So you're on a corporate level now. This ain't no hood shit. If you're single, you got to do what you got to do. You call it homies. But you're married, so you have a corporation established. A marriage is an economic arrangement. No. Listen to what I just said to you. I said because you have an economic arrangement, a corporation. I didn't question where you grew up at. Yeah, but what I just said was you're not. You finish? What I said was, why would you set your husband up for failure by calling him to come to your rescue in, of all places, Fairfax County? Well, I'll tell you like this. I'd be in my feelings if I was the first call you made in my neighborhood. My zip code is 22101. And if you call in my neighborhood, there's a 2-minute response time. They're going to get to you before I would. Trust and believe me. They would get to you before I would. I just want to roll up and make sure that you're okay while they picking his ass up from wherever they dropped him and putting him in a car or whatever they put them in and take him wherever they're going to take him. Listen, I'm stating fact, woman. If I was a woman and you told me to call my husband in Fairfax County, I'm going to call 911. Do your homework. You got Google Fairfax County. Listen to me. And for years, it's either been the #1 or #2 richest county in the country. Period. Aside from Bel Air. Bel Air, California, Fairfax has been flip-flopping for years. You ain't gonna play out there at all. They gonna come pick your head up. Period. They got a place to put you. The main conversation. Put on blast. Put on blast, damn it. Put on blast, damn it. Put on blast, damn it. Don't run now, damn it. That didn't make sense to me, because honestly, if you live in Fairfax, you know where the fuck you live at. That's just the truth. You know where you live at. Listen, even in a domestic, there's an unwritten law that's written in the law that if we got to come, somebody's going. Period. So why the fuck are you calling your husband and you setting him up for failure? Evidently, you don't like that motherfucker. You ready to suicide by cop or whatever you trying to do with your husband to get him out the way so you can get out there and mingle. So, you know, well, you know what? I don't, I don't give a shit. Honestly, saves so much time. The fact that she bowed out said a lot about her call to me.
Foreign, everything. And this my thing now, we were talking about like growing up in a single household.
Mm-hmm.
Household with family.
Right.
The women are totally different because they so defensive. Some of them so defensive because they so used to be by themselves. They'll block you, like they get mad about something, they'll block you over you got me in front of them again. So they feel like talking to you. They were like, I'm almost sure everything running good. I'm like, what's wrong with you? You gonna block me because I asked your phone call?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's where they go. But now, certain women that's raised around.
Ask your question, Fahim. Ask your question, Fahim Hassan. Oh no, someone else asked a question. They want to put it in there. So let them go ahead and drop it, and we'll go ahead and call them up. Go ahead, brother. Yeah. Yeah.
They had tried to work it out and see what's going on to the end. Only way they're motherfuckers backing up shit.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
Well, you know, there's other audibles with that. Disease, pestilence, psycho motherfuckers want to throw battery acid in their face. Whole bunch of shit. Can you blame them?
You know, crazy dudes like us got stuff going on. I just listen to nonsense and bullshit from these chicks. I listen to it like, okay. Alright, really? That's the whole conversation. Really? What?
Okay. She just logged back on. She had a comment. Here comes the complaints about women. That's why I dipped. Who are grown, unmarried men to tell me who I can and cannot call. Well, here's the thing. Men with experience can make that call. And I have had a lot of experience in Virginia and in counties like that in Fairfax. You don't call your family members to handle business that them peoples can roll up and handle for you domestically or criminally. I would never subject anyone in my family to roll up and do some shit like that on some hot shit, to land them in a body bag or in jail, prison. And now, the further question is, can you afford a lawyer or a bail? Because you're going to need it out there if your husband comes like I would come. That's it. So, do you really love your husband like you say you did? Because if you did, you'd know I ain't calling him to come nowhere in Fairfax to see about me. Now, if you're just joining the conversation tonight, is ass beat for saying no or worse as a woman. There's a topic, because I played the video and I'll replay it in a few. It's about a gentleman who could not be rejected by a woman in an establishment trying to advance on. So, and I'm stating that as a father, as a grandparent, so on and so forth, I'm not taking that. You know, if I'm seeing it, there's some shit I'm gonna say. I'm gonna step up. Holmes, she don't want you, nigga. You know, as far as I'm concerned, Holmes, you can come have a drink with me. We can talk about it, chop it up, put you on something else. You know, fuck that. You know, buy them around the drinks, roll out, leave your card. If they pick it up, pick it up. They call you when the feeling moves you. So be it. It doesn't have to always be no right forever. It can be just no right now. It's all about how you carry yourself. But you have a lot of quote unquote males out here with bitch tendencies, and that's that. You know, and that's basically it. So if you're just joining, she's come back. Imagine grown men saying, don't call your husband because the cops may shoot him. Justin, this what you believe now. She called you out, brother.
I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to say in subtext. Were you saying that if she called her husband, that somehow the cops will come, react, and kill him? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, you know what? Listen. Let me just say this. You're well below the Mason-Dixon line, and shit ain't changed much. Nothing but the badge numbers. You hear me? Now, her other response was, first off, my husband did a citizen's arrest in Fairfax, and the cops arrested the white man on the spot. Okay, here's the thing. Let me say this to you. Yeah, I'm a gorilla too. So if my lady called me, I'm coming. But the thing is, she would know how it would come. I'm going to kill everybody on the block to be sure I got the right one. Just based on the integrity between us. Now, the flip side is, here's how this goes. If you live in the DMV, there are cleanup people and there's people that actually do work. Now, if you're in PG County, they come to clean up. DC, they come to clean up. Meaning after all of the shit is done. So the motherfucker come and clean a block, kill a block out. Now they come clean up. You cross the bridge, about 20 miles, Alexandria, Fairfax, Arlington, they come to do work. They want to catch you on the scene in the midst of doing what you're doing. You go up a little ways, Howard County, they want to catch you doing what you're doing. They come to do work. Same with Montgomery County. So you got to decide where I'm going to make this call at to have him come and do this work at. So if I'm in Fairfax, I'm going to call 12. They're going to come handle this business for me, but I'm going to call my husband at the same time, let him know I called 12, they coming. Just roll up and watch the cleanup. Come get me. See, if he roll up and he it'd be a situation where the girl was getting jumped at the house and the other girls had the knife, and she took the knife from the girl, and the cop rolled up and shot the girl, pop, pop, because she had the knife defending herself. You gotta understand. Play chess, not checkers out here. Most motherfuckers get caught up in emotions and they playing checkers, so they losing. I'm not willing to lose like that. Not those that I love. Especially if I can handle it. If I'm gonna scrap with you, we can scrap. Certain areas, you might get away. You get a Mosaic District 2 years ago. Okay, but here's the thing. Mosaic District is still 22101. God damn it. I'm down the hill off Dottie Mountain. Listen to me. You could have called them people and they would have been there in a minute and 30 seconds. They're all around there. We can have a discussion until the day we go out of here and they turn the lights on this big blue planet.
Hey, check this out though. Yeah, listen. He had a conversation with this dude for a minute. Think about this. He had a conversation.
There you go.
Yeah, she was talking. She had a conversation for a second. And then he answered the phone and called. So, yeah, she had a conversation with her. She didn't tell us the full story.
But you know how quickly things can transition to that, where she can be talking business, and then he takes her, I guess, her friendliness as like, and I guess her being available, he's saying, okay, she's available because he's very friendly to me. Then he may actually, just holler at her or just say, hey, can I talk to you more? Then she will say, well, like, I have a husband. So she would, if she feels like she's connected with him enough to have to say, you know what, you're a good guy, but at the same time, I still don't trust you, so let me show you my husband. I can see that, but I don't want that. I think it's unfair to get the impression that she was like falling for the temptation a little bit, or that she was get a thing for him.
Let me say this to you. Oh, pause. First rule of thumb, you married. There's no reason for you to have no motherfucking conversation with anybody in Target. You did about chips and Tide. Get that shit and go. You hear me? If I'm standing in the parking lot talking to you about something and we outside or rapping or whatever the case may be, I'm expressing further interest and I'm totally disrespecting my fucking union. There's nothing I need to say to you. I'm going to tell you something. My mother used to say that a woman in love wears her man, wears her relationship. That means that when someone speaks to her, she sees through them. If a motherfucker asks her what time it is, whatever that time it is, she's going to say daytime and keep it moving. She's not giving no exacts. You hear me? If I'm stopping and I'm pausing to have a conversation with you, that means I'm expressing interest in you, whether I take a fucking number or not. That means I'm showing you that there's disdain in my home. We ain't tight. So yeah, try your hand until I don't feel comfortable anymore and I have a conscience that no, I don't want to go any further.
Exactly.
Then you let this guy on and you don't know this guy from a can of paint. So as far as you're concerned, he John Wayne Gacy.
That's what I'm saying. That's what happened. She was sitting there rapping to him for that. Then we changed up and said, hey, what's up? I want to see you. I want to be with you. Oh, let me call my husband there. But you already have all the signals that it's wide open for you.
Now she states, here's a conversation now. She said that this dude brushed her and I replied, do you have a problem? She said the dude brushed her and she replied, do you have a problem? Well, here's the thing. Down to my daughters. Touching is a whole nother ball game. You touch me, we scrap it. May the best man or woman win. Unless it was a true mistake, and we can both recognize it was a fucking mistake, but it was something intentional, meaning that you didn't grope me or try to slide by me and didn't turn your back to me to slide by me and make me feel some kind of way. I'll tell my daughters, punch him square in the fucking nose. Do the best you can to scratch his eyes out, whatever the fuck you can do. Make sure there is credible evidence that there was disdain in their conduct towards you. Period. So when they find his ass, you know, they know. When they come check your nails, there's some skin under there. There's some shit that went on that you were not approving of. Doesn't have to. Listen to me. Doesn't have to at this point. Because at the point, what I'm saying to you is this. When someone wants to take advantage of you, you got to do two things. Make a decision whether you want to die on your fucking knees or do you want to die on your feet. Period. You can call all the husband you want. In those 7 or 12 minutes it takes for them to get there, the fight is over. If you allow it to be. But if the will in you says that, goddamn it, I'm going to survive this, and he going to have to bring ass to get ass, then that's what it's going to be. I'm going to dial 12, and whoever gets here first, they're going to sort it out later. But they're going to know that I was totally against this advance. Period. Even with the dude that walked away and went to the car, he made it known. Popped the trunk, threw his little gang sign, started moving. If you were smart enough, I would have hit his ass in the head with a heel. We're going to scrap right here. You're not going to get to your car. Smart shit. And I'm saying this to y'all tonight. Ladies, be ready to scrap. Trust me, you can do just as much to a man as he can do to you. Don't get it twisted because we carry a little weight, a little size. Man, rumble. Because when it comes down to it, it's all about credible evidence. The attorney in me is telling you tonight, rumble, because your life depends on it. Fuck anything anybody's telling you about, yeah, well, you know, be passive and so on and let it feel go away. No, there's a lot of females dead in their grave thinking that shit. He'd have just went away. The question is, how do you want to go out or how do you want to stand? Cowards die every day. You don't fight, you carry.
Yeah, I was interested in how it transitioned into her needing to call her husband because if he bumped into her, then he must have said something. Well, he did ask her to, okay, where's your husband?
Say it again. Say it again. Say it again.
I'm trying to figure out, okay, so was it like a flirtatious bump and then she said, why'd you get bumpy and then it turned into something else? Or because at that point she forced in the conversation with them, she has to address the bumping. But you know, I just want to understand because she didn't get to flesh it out straight through.
Yeah.
But, you know, they got a whole story. Well, I mean, they don't do a little bump into you and say, hey, babe, you got a nice ass. Come on, there.
You know.
She probably doesn't want to fight the guy, so she's not going to mean mug him. She's probably going to, you know, smile and say, like, is there a problem? Like, she's not going to say it in a gangster way, but more in a, it may appear like a very innocent smile. You know, she may give us the smile that would come up as a flirtation. But, you know, I don't know. She hasn't explained it. It's not that she wasn't trying to. It's just that we didn't give her time. We gave her time. She didn't want to talk about it.
She on here. Let's see if we can get her back, man. Let's see if we can get her back. Let's see if we can get her to redeem herself. God damn that. Bring your ass back. Come on, redeem yourself. These sisters need you, woman. They need you. She back. Yeah. God damn it. Help these sisters out.
It went right into, oh, what you do with him? What you talking about? It wasn't like, oh, tell us how the engagement started. Like, how did the conversation begin between you? You have no immediately like, oh, you was flirting. And then to say that a man won't rush to get his attention. Look, I know some of y'all boomers, but trust me, these young millennials and TikTokers definitely tap you, touch you, do whatever to get your attention.
Well, you know, they used to do that years ago. You know, touch your, hey, what's up? How you doing? Well, here's a woman's perspective. She said she isn't used to attention. Well, here's what she said. She said, Well, here's a lady. She said she isn't used to attention and didn't know what to do with it when she received it. Yeah. Some other ladies who said men do tap your arm lightly in passing. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? All right, a young lady, she said she isn't used to attention and didn't know what to do with it when she received it. But also, someone else said men do tap your arm lightly in passing. Am I here now? Can you hear me? Are we good? Hello, hello. Well, well, that's what's up. I mean, it's good to know you got a man's man, a silverback who's gonna handle that business when it needs to be handled. But yeah, they will. The question is, are you ready to lock, drop, and roll right then and there? See what I'm saying? You listen. I'm saying this to you. It's like this. Even though you make the call, are you willing to endure the further abuse for those last 12 minutes? 12 minutes is a long fucking time to endure an argument or a conversation or someone putting their hands on you. I'm looking at it like this. You think about it. You call your husband, right? And let's just say he's in the house. He throw his shoes on. He may not throw his shoes. He may grab the motherfuckers and jump in the car and drive. Okay? 7 minutes. Oh, okay, so there you go. So you were over there in like the Target upstairs. So, woman, I know where you are. So basically, you were right there on the court, right above the Target and all that kind of stuff. That whole area right there upstairs. I know where you were. So here's my point to you. Fairfax has a substation in there, so they're always there. They're always there. So what I'm saying to you is, we ain't saying that. My only problem is this. My position is this. Is did you think about your husband at the time? Regardless of what. And I'm saying this, I'm gonna be a gorilla about my people. I'm gonna go crash all the way out. I'm gonna put I know where you are. I know exactly where you are. I know exactly where you are. The point I'm making to you is this. Did you think about your husband in the midst of the call? Because you got to understand, as a man who understands where his position is, especially about those he loves, there is no limit that he's going to go. So at the end of the day, are you willing to, and I'm saying being out there, to sacrifice your husband behind that bullshit? Or would you be willing to make him your second phone call? Do you understand what I'm saying? Because understand this. If he end up there on Governmental Avenue, Governmental Road up there, you know where Fairfax Jail is. He ain't never coming out behind certain shit. If he make it there. Because he'll go to Inova first, and you have to come claim the body.
Yeah. Well, somebody said we couldn't get to me. I mean, literally, he would have gotten there faster than my husband.
It doesn't really matter though. The principle is there that she just call her. Even if the cops are likely to kill him, it's better than that she will take the sacrifice than her. I would feel terrible if my wife got beat up or killed, and just because she wanted to save me. But that's an outside. She's protecting me.
Well, here's the thing. What I'm saying to you is this. I would prefer to her to have at least have that thought first. Now, but no. Here's what I'm saying to you. There's certain areas we need to know. Our melanin is different. Do you understand what I'm saying? Here's the thing. You call me first, I come. I'm working. People show up, they're gonna work on me. At the end of this motherfucking job that's being committed or this work order that's being fulfilled. No, it ain't hypothetical. It's not hypothetical. Because I've been in situations like this. It's not hypothetical.
You're speaking about hypotheticals, but I'm literally telling you a specific situation. If I was in another state in a DMV, let's say I was in Virginia or at my business, I'm not going to call my husband.
You just said you were in Virginia, so you lying? Where was you at? DC? Where was you at? Because you said you were in Fairfax and Mosaic. And trust me, that's right down the street from me.
You're not listening. I said if I was at another, I wasn't near my home, then I would have called the police. That's what I said. But
So where were you?
I was literally 2 minutes from my house. So the first person was called is my husband. Have I called the police? Some people that have even. I was in Virginia. I was in my neighborhood. What I'm saying is, you're saying why? What?
You have a chance like boom, they're run.
Say it again.
And that's part of the reason why I called my husband, because I knew he wasn't going to flex. Because as soon as my husband got on the phone, he said, my man, you need to get my wife 50 feet. And he said, no, bro, I don't want no problems. I don't want no problems with her. He said, why even in her face? On the phone? Yeah, he said, I don't want no problems. So I said, you know what? Your phone? I said, speak. Then my husband said, stay right here. I'll be here in 2 minutes. He said he was going, but my husband, he ran for me.
You guys know this person up?
No, I don't know that person. I just knew their birthday because they had their uniform on for the place. I was there at the burger spot. I said, Andy worked at the burger store below our apartment. So he took me up there all the time. So he was flexing with his shirt on his birthday.
Okay.
Hey. Do this, right? Because here's my thing, right?
Of course. And just knowing this area, like the fact that this guy worked in the burger store below my luxury apartment, I just knew he wasn't about that life. He just assumed that, she probably don't have nobody. I can just disrespect her. She don't got nobody. But have I been in situations where I'm not anywhere near my husband and people are being disrespectful and I'm calling the police? Yeah, but in that instance, I'm literally 2 minutes from home. So why the hell am I going to call the police, especially for something that he didn't know that it was just.
Let's see, you were 9 and you called. What's the worst that would have happened? No, you.
Next. Oh my gosh. There's an X at the top of the screen. I think it's on the right side. You need to press it.
I understand it.
She's arguing against me and started laughing way twice. Because y'all two asked me. So, me to hide. Good luck. You know, you don't hear before. You want to make us meet.
Hey. Hey. Hello? 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 Hello, hello, hello. 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 Who can hear me? Hello. Hello, hello, hello. 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 Hello, hello. Can y'all see me? Hello, hello. 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 Can you hear me? Yeah, but before you listen, before you go, Listen, before you go though, I want to thank you for coming, right? And yeah, you and your husband be safe. And a lot of the things you were saying is relevant, you know, to a lot of young ladies. But on the other side, I honestly think you were full of shit. Love you. Click the X. Bye-bye. Hey, man, listen. Your king is more than welcome to come on anytime he wants to and chill with the brothers. Fuck he bringing the dog to Target for? That's what I'm saying. If he gangster, nigga, I don't need to bring nothing but me. Or whatever I got in my pocket. If I'm rumbling, what the fuck I'm gonna do with the dog? Am I sicking the dog on the man? What I'm doing? Exactly. Get off my line with that bullshit. Tell your man come on this goddamn platform. Tell him to have a conversation with us. Because you welling. You welling. Stop welling. That means you bullshitting. You swelling. You swelling. Tell that motherfucker come have a conversation with me. You know why? Listen, bro, because she was talking all that bullshit, and the bullshit on me, it just wasn't nothing that happened. That's what was happening. It was like, it just went mute. Like when a motherfucker talking shit to me, that short money, I just go deaf. That's what happened. So I apologize, y'all. I'm sure y'all was still having a conversation without me, you know, but that's what happened. How the fuck you gonna tell me you in Fairfax, and you black, and you gonna walk up with a motherfucking dog in the Target and try and go check the man? Man, I ain't stupid. Fuck out of here. Oh, man. She was over trying to get with that motherfucker. Hear me? Ramia said, what in the entire world? That's what I say it again. Type that again down. What in the entire world? What in the blue fuck was that? Man, listen. If she was a brown noser, she'd have to have a whole towel to wipe her face. You hear me? Yeah, and I'm trying to keep it in perspective. I want to know the question, man. Do you feel safe out here to deny a motherfucker that's trying to advance on you? I mean, and honestly, I mean what I say. You know, from now on, I see a motherfucker doing it, I'm pushing up. Hey, what's up, homie? She said, no. We can have a conversation or whatever. We can be gentlemen of getting some gangster shit. That's real. I ain't gonna let you make it to no car. Right away. Her issue was some bullshit in a blue collar neighborhood. So ain't nothing really happening. You just said boot to her. Like I said, say boot. Yeah. No. But let me correct you. If she lives in the Mosaic, that ain't blue collar, baby. Nah, that ain't blue collar. I'm here to tell you. You Google 22101 and you'll get some understanding about where she at. That's why I know it's bullshit. Because anybody that's over there that look like us, they know goddamn well. Call 12 first. Call your man second. Let him come see the cleanup. Because trust me, they're going to be on scene in 2 minutes to handle that business. That's where they disperse the majority of their resources at. Listen, where she's talking about, right down the street. So go figure. You hear me? As far as single family homes. Yeah. Exactly. So I don't know, man. She can have a husband come on. We can have that conversation. Ramia said, is anyone else seeing the talk at 2 different times? Well, I don't know. Shit, I mean, I guess I'm seeing it in real time. Y'all got a different time on there? Let me know.
No, I can see you.
If y'all can see us, throw some thumbs up. Let me see you. If not, I'm playing Golf Brooks for the rest of the goddamn night. Let me see some thumbs. Oh, there go one. Give me some thumbs, goddammit. Let me see some more. Oh, she wanted us to know she lives in a luxury apartment more so than staying on topic. An apartment. That means she's paying what? Rent?
Oh, yeah, she specified that. She lives in a luxury apartment. With a dog.
Exactly.
And a white husband. No, that white husband. African husband. Africans don't do that shit.
Fucking tell us. I'm not knocking them. I'm not knocking our brothers and sisters, but they struggles ain't ours. Just know that shit. That's what I was saying earlier. You know, come on, man. You come from somewhere, but goddamn it, don't come over here hating me and with your contempt because of the fact you believe, or excuse me, you were told that we were over here being lazy. I'm gonna tell you like this: after 492 years, we can afford to be fucking lazy. We built this bitch. It's ours. So if we want to lay back, come on now, say it again.
Hey, I'm gonna start messing with white women. It's best everybody here.
Now you Mandingo or some shit, huh? Yeah, man. Yeah. What it is. Yeah, man. I thank you for coming on, brother. I thank you. I truly thank you, man, for spending your time, man, and sharing your intellectually stimulating opinion for the folks that were on here. Yeah. Most definitely. Yeah. Well, man, I can say I don't been on here, man, 2 hours and 30 minutes, an hour and a half overtime. Yeah. So I'm getting ready to go. Yeah, it certainly was. I hope I've enlightened some people. We've enlightened some people about things and given some serious injections to thought, man, open thought about the things that are going on and how we as a people have not been made whole and where we have our deficiencies and recognizing those deficiencies and willing to be patient in the things we verbalize and express to one another. You know, if you got a brother or sister that's hurting, we got to be extra patient. Someone said rent, high ass rent on purpose. You know, people do pay for area codes, you know, and they don't own shit out there just so that they can have it on their credit, that kind of thing. Correct, Ray Mia. Yeah, goddamn right. Well, I can say this, motherfucker, I've owned out there since 2010. That's it, that's all. I ain't got to talk about it. The people's already talked about it. So there. But yeah, old girl, she's missed.
She got to step in and get in that little group because she keeps sending little messages popping up. Man up. You're the one in the group.
Listen. The only thing is, it's a multiple platform. I mean, tonight, man, I wanted to call out some brothers, man, about their bullshit. You know, there's some real men watching, some good men watching. You know what I'm saying? And that's fucked up how you moving. You know, you got to check yourself. You know, you on some bullshit, continue to play in the hood that you from. Go play with them little girls, man, that's waiting for the mailman to walk up, the EBT to show up on their car kind of thing. There's some real ladies out here that's handling their motherfucking business and looking for a man that understands that, you know, even though they pimping, it's included in certain situations because it's demanded, it's respected, the respect is given, that I want to build something with you. Them little bras around the hood, you sell them that bullshit because the pimping ain't included, so they got to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? These real women that's out here handling their business, you got to respect them accordingly because they don't fucking need you. It's on you to show them that there is a place for you. And that is because they've been the king and queen for so fucking long, because we were robbed of that, taken from us, and so on and so forth. She was talking to a white man, and I ain't no racist motherfucker, but I call a spade a spade. or I call a heart, or a club, a diamond, whatever the fuck it is. But you got to understand how they move. They budget. They do mortgages, insurance, gas money, food, and whores. So they're willing to keep one of y'all. The question is, which one of y'all willing to go? And they ain't gonna get you. Matter of fact, they gonna get you less than half price than what they're willing to pay. To pay you to go home. That's what you pay a whore to do.
As a man, we always gotta stand up. We gotta be in front of the woman. Don't let the woman stand and be in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
These dudes have the woman in front of them.
I ain't doing it.
Oh, I wanna sit and plan a trip. And they're planning a trip for the man, and he'll jump and sit to the side. What they blow your mind? Stand in front of her and hand stuff and do stuff. As a man, you need to hand it and do it.
Now listen to this double standard, right? Listen to this double standard, bro. I can definitely appreciate her having faith in her husband to handle his business and have her back. Kudos. But woman, let me say this to you. You have to know where your ass is at all times. Meaning, if you, matter of fact, let me give you an example. If you were in Tublo, Mississippi, would you call your husband to come and handle your business, or would you call 12? Because if you call your husband and your husband show up first and 12 come, you're gonna be preparing his funeral. He's gonna be at Calhoun's funeral home. That's an excuse. There are times for everything. There's time for war, there's time for crying, there's time for all that shit. I'd be mad as fuck if you called me and I came to a place where I knew that, and I don't even fuck with these people, that 12 would show up first and make sure you were safe. Because now I got to go and deal with this shit and then deal with some other shit on the other side of this shit. Because I ain't going to stop. That's just me. Either he going to stop or I'm going to stop. And that's going to be by proxy of each of us putting hands to each other, putting that work in. Period. Behind what the fuck I love. So I'm just saying, I know that women are more calculated than we are as men. It's just a given. Y'all are ice cold. Y'all can flip a switch and ain't no emotions happening no more. But you'll run a route because it's the play that you got to run to get to the end of your motherfucking plan that you laid. Because the CIA ain't got nothing on a motherfucking woman with a plan. So I would prefer to tell me, I hate your guts, motherfucker, and move on. Or I'm going to get my pound of flesh from you some way, but I'm going to spare your life in the midst of it all. You feel me? I would prefer you not have me roll up on those situations like that where the news will read, man goes in there and pledges a motherfucking man to death with a fucking ham. Picture that shit, a frozen ham. You in there bashing the motherfucking head in with a frozen fucking ham. You understand what I'm saying? Because you called me and you said, oh, he touched me. So I'm hearing your voice in the midst of it because of our bond. I'm coming with that amount of energy. As opposed to you just say, look, man, call people. You got credible evidence because 9 times out of 10 it was on a camera. But at the same time, you was up there on some fuckery. You was trying to see what you can get off the man or what the man could give you potentially. And because it didn't rock right, now you want to call your husband. That's just how I felt about that conversation. But yeah, brother, I appreciate you, sharing your time with me, man. You know what I'm saying? Anytime, you're more than welcome to come here and man, enlighten the people around us, man, because we all need it. Even if it's just some motherfucking idle banter, we still need to hear it. It's inspiring. All right. So on your way out, man, yeah, press that X up on there and let me make room, man, because somebody else want to get in here. And I appreciate you. I truly appreciate you. Love, man. Love, love, love. All right. If you're just joining the conversation, man, the question is tonight is ass beat for saying no or worse. Ladies, COVID is coming to a close. Not so much a close, it's still around, but the restrictions are being lifted, and as you move about, cabin fever has set in on a lot of crash dummies, and they're moving about. They was able to save up their motherfucking them unemployment payments and PPPs or whatever the fuck they got. They got, like the dude said, I got money and some dick, and I'm trying to come and fuck some bitches. Will you feel safe in the midst of you saying, no, I'm not interested? And how far are you willing to go to protect yourself in that instant? Even if you have to call your significant other to come to your rescue. The question is, how will you play it? Will you put your significant other at risk in different areas? Because trust me, the areas that are lawless, your man stand a better chance of surviving if you come and put that work in. But areas like this broad was lying about and saying that she live in, because honestly, I don't believe he lived there, because if he did, you'd know better than to put your motherfucking man in the ring when you can call 12. And I don't fuck with them people, but at the same time, if you called them, I knew you cared enough about me to say, hey, look, I need you here. Because if you show up and them people there, you're going one way or the other. You're going to jail or to hell. You're going in the bag. You're doing something. And that's real, especially when a motherfucker don't look like you and they're less melanated. So that's the other question or other conversation. So with that said and done, man, listen, ladies, shore yourself up. Be mindful of how you speak to people. Even if you got a fucking, listen, this is your past. Even if you have to lie to a motherfucker and say, you know what, you're a handsome motherfucker. And I do like your confidence, but right now it's just not a good time for me. You know, I just got out of a relationship and, you know, I'm still trying to work it out, but goddamn, you know, I'll take your card if you have no fucking intention of losing or using a motherfucker. Some shit you just got to do to get beyond the bullshit. Or someone, an older gentleman, you should tell me, play past the bullshit. Play past it. The key is to make it home safe and sound to you and yours without the drama and excess bullshit of a motherfucker that ain't got a pot to piss in, nor window to throw it out of. All right? With all you're getting, get understanding, you know, and understand that, man, God loves you. And if you don't know that, we love you here too. We love you here too. And yeah, man, if you're in the DMV, recognize there's always events going on, but you need to be your punk ass in on July 3rd where I'm going to be. And check me out because I will post the information. Get your ticket, be there, the live show, and live show. All right? And yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the Romello Marcellus Show. The fly uncle you always wish you had.
Bring them out.
Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective. It's the biggest boss from business, entertainment, love, and life.
Had to find my inner power.
To fashion, etiquette, and current events. Major show alert. All to enhance the happiness already inside you.
Today is about the power of you.
Check it out.
You're now rocking with the best.